So here we are in Göreme, Cappadocia, Turkey, on a little walk to Pigeon Valley and Rose Valley and ultimately Love Valley. Here are our fairy chimneys. It's kind of dusty. This is the view from kind of the beginning of the trailhead, I guess, looking into the valley in Göreme, where Göreme is located and where we're staying. It's pretty otherworldly for sure. Lots of hotels, restaurants, civilization all around. Let's see what things look like as we kind of move out, maybe a little into the desert. So I can see why they call it Rose Valley. We saw this from the hot air balloon. Behind me is a shelf of rock. Kind of reminds me of the Grand Canyon, sort of like pictured rocks. In the UP, the trail is still paved with pavers, so we'll see. It looks like it's paved for a ways. The road up ahead, the trail up ahead, but the valley view below is absolutely gorgeous. It's just spectacular. See how far we can zoom in. This is what we saw yesterday from the balloon tour. And as you zoom out, you get a little bit of an idea of the scope. But as we all know, pictures and video cannot do it justice. This must be sandstone. I gotta look it up. It's hard, solid rock. But interesting, kind of like to see their little dwellings inside. I don't know if people live there now, have lived there, or what they've used them for as we make our way up the trail. The elevation is increasing, of course. So we're kind of on a plateau, but on my right side here is the view of the valley, and it is absolutely breathtaking. You can see for miles, of course. The town of Göreme, where we're staying, is right down there. You can always spot it by finding the minaret, which indicates the city center, and that's where there's all kinds of restaurants and shops and stuff. And our hotel is just a little east of there, right about there, or there. I think we saw this place from the hot air balloon yesterday. In fact, I'm pretty sure we did. It looks like it is a cafe made from an old bus, Volkswagen bus maybe, because here's the sign. Pretty cool as we make our way down into the valley. This kind of reminds me of the Sphinx, you know, kind of like a natural shaped Sphinx. Pretty amazing. More formations up there, some friends looking at the fairy chimneys. The valley down below. I'm descending into the valley now. So going inside this Sphinx-like fairy chimney, I looked inside and there's basically just this open space. And again, I don't know at what point they were dug out or how or why or for what purpose, you know. Interesting. Now, sort of we turn around and head back out, back onto the road as we descend back down into the valley. So this is the trailhead for Love Valley. This is the beginning of the trail to get to the penis monuments, I guess you could say. We saw this from the air yesterday from the balloons. It looks like a bike lane. Brand new, they're painting it. I just stepped across it. So we'll see what's up ahead. All right, bike lanes in Turkey, who knew? I wish I had my bike, because I'm just kind of walking down the road at this point. This is the directions for walking and driving. So I got to the top of the hill with the entrance to Love Valley, so I think I'll be there soon. I was walking down the bike path up the hill, and here I go. Looks like there has a pay for vehicles. I'll see if I'll get in free. It's kind of like the metro parks. I guess there's some advantages to being here on foot because I walked right in. Only got about 15 minutes to Love Valley. This is kind of a funny thing to see on a 90-degree day in the desert. Winter glove. Side of the trail here. Only a couple more minutes to Love Valley. So it looks like this must be the scenic overlook for Love Valley. Obviously there's horses and camels here. So we'll see. Wow. Sure enough, here we are. So yeah, Love Valley. You can see the phallic-shaped fairy castles right there, surrounded by all kinds of other geological shapes, from Badlands style mounds to Bryce Canyon style hoodoos to fairy castles you only see here. More beasts of burden for tourist rides. Wonder if we'll head down here on our camel safari tonight. A little dusty, very dusty. Another view of Love Valley. Pretty spectacular. I'm walking down this road. It looks like we got some grapevines in the field across the way from the valley below. This is like from the top of the valley. I'm about to descend down into it, but it's pretty amazing. So now I just have to figure out how to get down there, because I'm here. This is not exactly passable. You can see my shadow looking straight down into Love Valley. But there are people down there. I see two right there. So I gotta figure out how to get where they are. Just absolutely breathtaking. Well, I decided not to descend into the valley, knowing that it would take me a long time to get down and a long time to get back up, and I can't necessarily afford that kind of time right now, so I'm headed back. But there are some spectacular views on the way back, like this valley. It's just amazing all the way around. This gives you an idea of the scale of this thing. This space, there's a person standing there. I'm zooming all the way in. This is a full in zoom. And a full out. Pretty amazing. So I'm guessing this is one of the highest points here in the Cappadocia region, because you can see Love Valley is right here in the foreground, and then there's something called White Valley, which is to the right of me. Can't really see it on the video, but in the background is Rose Valley, which is those rose-colored rocks, which are like the Grand Canyon / pictured rocks. And our village, Goreme, where we're staying, is just that way. It's about an hour, 10 minutes walk from here, which is where I'm headed now. And so yeah, the valleys are behind me, and then just across on the other side here is a field of grape vines and of course attendant grape leaves, which is pretty cool. Could pick them and take some home and make some grape leaves. So I gotta cut through this grape field, crawling under the wires here to get back to the road. Here's a farmer. It's nice to walk through fields and just get a sense of these trees. I don't know if they're olive trees or what kind of trees they are, because I don't usually get an up close view. But it's pretty cool. Some tumbleweed on the road. Kind of cool. All right, so I just came off a long walk down the road and I'm entering a village. Looks like Uchitsar, and then I gotta turn left and head for Goreme. It's always nice to know where your local arts center is. I'm about 25 minutes from Goreme. I see some friends there working on the road. The guy's got the right idea with his umbrella hat, parasol hat. Here we are, back to Goreme. Here's the scenic route, scenic overlook spot. There's Goreme down there. It's our village where our hotel is. I'm headed there now. Pretty spectacular. Basically, this is the road that leads into town, into our village of Goreme, which is down here. And this is where Pigeon Valley is, which is where the village of Goreme is, and our hotel. And all these fairy castles are part of what's called Pigeon Valley, and there are a lot of pigeons around for whatever reason. And then Rose Valley is the one that's in the distance behind those trees. That's the rose-colored one that looks like the Grand Canyon, I keep saying. And then over to the north and west, I think, is where the Love Valley is, where I just came from. So I basically just kind of made a little loop on my little adventure hike. It must snow here. I don't know how much, but snow would feel good on a day like today. It's nice to know this is where the Dick's at. Hopefully I'll find it soon. You know you're getting close to town when the sidewalk starts, as opposed to where it ends. So I'll be back in town in 20 minutes. Getting closer to Goreme. Mary Beth noticed earlier that there are like little, almost like mailboxes in the stone, wondering if those were carved in or what for, and I think they were. Like, it looks like somebody lives there. Like, it could be someone's apartment, or I don't know, maybe it's a hotel or a restaurant, but it's fascinating what people have done with these fairy chimneys. And welcome to Goreme again. Looks like Goreme started in 1930, at least as a town, from what that coat of arms says. Pretty cool. This view into town down the hill never gets old. It's just amazing. It's like a stage there, like they do live shows or something. Pretty cool. It says it's a restaurant. Maybe they got entertainment. This is kind of cool. This looks like where they keep all the baskets for the hot air balloons. Like, there's one that fits 4 people, 8 people, all the way up to like 48 people. They look like boats on trailers at first glance, certainly from where we're from, but upon further inspection, they are in fact the balloon baskets. Which of course makes sense because this is the Butterfly Balloon Company. Definitely back in Goreme. On the way back to the hotel. All right. Well, about 2 hours and 45 minutes later, I made it back to Aza Hotel. I think I'm going to go for a swim. And there's a familiar face poolside. I'm about to go down and say hi to my beautiful Mary Beth. Here I am, back where I started. A beautiful day in Goreme. Hey, Mary Beth, how's it going? What are you up to? Oh. How is that book, American Psycho?
Pretty horrible.
Is it?
Nick read it for having on the book club, so.
I know. I gotta read it next.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna jump in the pool.